Is this the one? And you might be wondering, is this the one what? Is this the one live that will actually have sound?
Is this the one live?
Yes.
That will actually have sound.
Let's go. I'm actually live. All right. So, what I have just displayed is an incredible amount of persistency because this is the fourth time that I'm going live, which directly will tie into what I'm going to talk about, which is today, obviously, is the first day of the new year. So, happy new year to all of you beautiful people. By the way, if you haven't already, make sure to like this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, make sure to hit the bell because lots of content is coming your way. But lovely right now is that I can actually have you guys hear me. So, today, I want to make sure that every one of my beautiful people on YouTube and everywhere else where this video is going to be visible, for people to be able to start the year right. So I have put together 5 important characteristics, steps, things to do or things to be that will actually allow you to get success, prosperity, abundance in this beautiful year that we have just started. But also, I'm giving every single one of you guys a free gift of free mentorship to actually go and implement all of these things and to get to the results even more enjoyable, powerful, and excited. So before we get started, I just want to ask you guys a question. What is the thing that you wish to create, manifest, attract in 2026? Let me know. And I see we have Misty in the house. For anybody else tuning in, please do let me know where you are tuning in from. What is it that you are wanting to call in for yourself? And without any further ado, I'm going to make sure to go through these different steps. But also, do not forget to click on the link that is in the comments. That will also be later on inside of the comments if you're watching this and it's no longer live. Do make sure to grab it because in this, I'm actually personally going to put my money where my mouth is to help you, to mentor you, to train you, and to actually have a one-to-one call with you to really make sure that I can help you in the best way possible. So that being said, let's go and dive into the 5 of important things that really will set you apart in the way how you've done things before. Now, if you watch my live video from the 31st, you heard me say that it is very important to kind of clear cycles or close cycles and allow yourself to be free when you go into that new year. And that's not just something that is workable or important, let's better say, in the new year. This is actually important for every single moment. What is the new year? What is the new day or new moment? Just having those characteristics is very, very beneficial. Now, today, I'm going to go give you 5 things that I have personally seen that whenever I do these things, or basically codes to live by, whenever I do those things, and again, live by these things, I can really see continuous results. I keep seeing growth. I keep seeing incredible things happening. And if ever I forget about any of these things, or sometimes a challenge may come and I may not be as consistent with any of these 5 things, but then after a little while, I'll be being held accountable. I remember, and then I go and do them again. Instantly, things start shifting. And that doesn't always mean that instantly the exact result that I want starts falling on my head, but I instantly see shifts in the way how things are figuring themselves out and working out. So if you really are serious about getting this life that you want, allowing this year to be the best year yet, and to do it right from day number 1 of this year, then make sure to pay attention. So the first thing, I'm going to do this in a little bit of a, festive, fun way, and I hope it will work with my little plastic. Here we go. The first very, very, very important thing for anyone here to do is be urgent. Now, what does that mean, be urgent? That's like one of the weirdest things that I've personally ever said. But what do I mean by it? Well, what I mean by it is that you actually give your dreams some urgency. Because one of the things that I always like about the new year is that people actually realize, okay, this is a new year. It's some sort of a closure of what was previously there. And now I want to make a change on the first day of the year. People usually get excited and they start doing the New Year's resolutions and they do lots of stuff. But what I'm trying to say is that this is actually an attitude that you want to keep with you at all times. And especially right now, because right now, this is day number 1, January 1st of 2025. Don't be like, oh, this is still, let me just go and be slow, or let me just say, oh, I'll start by the end of the week, or I'll start Monday. No, be urgent about what you want to do. Don't put off to tomorrow what we can do today. So if your dreams matter to you, make it urgent. Like, write down a list. This is something that always is very useful for me. I write down different lists, different things that I want to get done, loops that I want to close. And I basically was like, just now, for instance, there was a thing that I, as a new driver, have to do. And I was speaking to my dad, like, how does this work? How does that work? And then my dad said, okay, this, and this is what needs to be done. So, okay, cool. Instantly, I grab the phone, I call up a place, I do this, that, and the other, and now it is sorted, it's dealt with. And so it's just something that in my mind, I thought, oh, maybe this will take a week, maybe it will take 2 weeks, I don't know what. And it's like, no, let me pick up the phone and get it done. And mind you, I made that call after office hours. So I could have easily said, oh, no, let me just wait until tomorrow to make the call because probably nobody's going to be there. I was like, no, let me just call. Let me just look up a place. Let's see which place is open. Cool, that place is open. Let me make the phone call. Boom, now it's done. Now I have something less to think about. So this doesn't just apply to me needing to fix something with the car. This applies to anything. Like, if you feel that right now it is very important for you to go and make more money, make your business a priority. Don't be like, oh, I'm going to do it on Monday. No, what can you do today that already moves you forward? Watch that video, get that mentorship, go and make these changes, get rid of things that are not working for you. But don't wait until tomorrow. Just see, what can I do today, and do it. Be urgent. Step number 2, very important as well. And especially in reviewing, let's just say, the most successful people that I have been so blessed to work with, from our students to other people, they all have this one thing very, very much in common. And I want everybody to write this down. Any successful person that you know is decisive. Be decisive. Don't be like some people that are just thinking, oh, is it this or is it that? What shall I do? Let me think about it. Let me pray about it. Let me sleep about it. No, make a decision. We are capable of making a decision. But also know that if you are thinking that you're not capable of making a decision and you keep putting things forward, keep adding time to the equation, that's also making a decision, but not one in your favor. So when I say be decisive in your favor. Make those decisions that are basically driven by the right things, which also means that if you would be someone who would love to move forward, if money or time or other situations weren't an issue, would you go for it? Then go for it. Make it happen. And don't be like, oh, no, I am incapable of making a decision. Because if you give power to your incapability, then that becomes true. As Henry Ford says, what do you think you can? What do you think you can't? You're right. So what do you choose to be? Be decisive is what I would recommend. And if you also think about it this way, this is a quote that I've heard many years ago, and I'm probably not going to be able to say it right even, but it was something about the way how Warren Buffett makes decisions. So when Warren Buffett chooses whether he wants to invest in a company, usually the first meeting, the first, I don't know how many minutes, he has already made his decision. If after that he needs to have another meeting, it's only to work out the details of how to move forward. Usually people think like, oh no, I need to have like 5 million different meetings. I need to gather my details. I need to this and that. Yeah, in some cases, maybe you do want to do your due diligence, but it doesn't mean that you're incapable of actually being decisive. A lot of the time, we will see that when we know something in our heart and something that we know we want, we can actually be, and step number 5 is really going to help you with this, be clear in our hearts that we have already made a decision. But the question is, do you dare to then honor that? And do you dare to not be so loyal to a life that's keeping you so stuck, as Seb has always beautifully said? And it's basically like, if you say, okay, no, this is just the way how I do it. The way how I do this is I make decisions and I take those decisions over a 500 million year period. And that's just the way how I do it. Well, then think about this. What is it that you are now seeing in your life in terms of your success, in terms of your abundance, in terms of your prosperity. Remember that the way how you've been doing things up to this point has brought you where you are right now. So if you see, I want to change certain things because apparently I'm not entirely, let's just say, in alignment, or no, I'm not entirely where I know that I can be, let's say it that way. I'm not saying that you're ungrateful for everything that you have, because we should always be, but maybe you feel in your heart that you have a much bigger potential. Then realize that you have to change your ways. Change the way how you think, change the way how you operate, change the way how you believe. These are important things to do. So be decisive. Number 3, very important. And oh, so many people don't do this one. It really makes me sad. Like, there are people that can be super good about this, but this third one, this third one is kind of like, it kind of determines what you're going to get. And not just from starting something, but actually finishing and receiving something. It's a really important one. So let me show it to you. Pum, 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 pum. Be responsible. Be responsible. And what does that mean? It means that you take responsibility for your life, for your situation, for your interaction with the world, and how you interact with the world. Let me give you an example. It could be that at a certain moment in time, you started a project. You were excited about it. You decided to start your business, or you decided to invest, or you decided to go and pursue a new hobby, or something that just is a new thing. Now, in you doing that as a new person, newbie, you may face challenges, and not, you can actually scratch may. You will face challenges. You will face character building moments. And it is exactly in those moments where we are being tested and where we are being weighed. Like, it's like we're in the scales. Like, does this person deserve this outcome that they want, which is why they started this thing, or does this person not yet deserve that outcome, sort of thing? So you can imagine God, universe, or us and everything that governs us is then just putting it in the scale. And so imagine I'm starting my business. I'm really excited. I get going. I start work with several softwares, let's say. And in my first month, I'm not getting any sales. So I'm like, oh, no, none of this stuff works. I'm going to cancel all my softwares. Even though I have commitments with those softwares or whatever the case is, that's not being responsible. Because the first thing that is not responsible about it is that you think that in 1 month, everything should go and change instantly, which is not the case. Sometimes things take a little bit of time. Now, that doesn't mean that beautiful results can be seen in a short space of time, but we do have to understand that most of the time, beautiful things start uncovering after we have been responsible, and after we have allowed ourselves to be persistent, after we've allowed ourselves to carry on even when things get tough, even when we are not so motivated, even if it's raining and it's like, oh man, everything is going wrong. And so what is it then that we can be responsible in? Because it doesn't, again, mean that there is not challenges. There will be challenges. But an example that I can give you about that is, how do we communicate? How do we take responsible of a commitment that we have started and that we then therefore have to also honor if there's other people involved, if there's other parties that also are there in the running with you? How do you deal with that? Because if you're the type of person that says, okay, if the first challenge comes, I'm going to bail, or I'm going to not carry on, or I'm not just simply not going to communicate, then would you like to attract that back? Because again, we attract what we are. So let me ask you this question. Imagine, from the scenario of business, you're running a business and you are getting amazing people to want to work with you. Then one of your clients is facing a challenge, and you're there, you're supporting them, you wanted to make sure that they know what they're doing, you know, to help them through the challenge and whatever is the case. And then all of a sudden, would you, as this client will get a challenge, what would you want that client to do in that case? Would you like that client to just shut you out, not communicate, not show up, not be responsible? Or would you like this client to communicate with you so that together you can figure it out. And even if the solution is not necessarily very close by, that at least you are responsible in honoring the communication, in honoring your own decisions and your own commitments. Now, some of you might think at this moment, well, isn't it then better to not make any decisions at all? Because at least I don't have this problem later on that I have to be responsible if I turn out making a decision that then in the end I perhaps wasn't ready for. Truth of the matter, we're never ready. Just think about it. If you're a parent, you can probably attest to this. Were you ever ready to be a parent? Like with all the challenges, all the sleepless nights, all the situations that your beautiful child may go through, were you ever ready for it? Most parents will probably say that, well, I couldn't have necessarily prepared, but I just did it because it was my responsibility to show up as a parent, and I wasn't going to let my child down. And I learned as I went through it. And you allow yourself to embody it. And that's the analogy that I would like for everyone here to think about. If it comes to you being a parent, now some of you may be parents, some of you may not be parents, but just imagine that for a second. Maybe some of you are pet parents. If I decide, I'm going to take a pet, I'm going to take a little dog, and after a month, I'm like, I don't like that. What am I going to do? I'm going to put the dog outside? I'm going to be like, oh, sorry, dog, I'm not going to buy food for you today. I'm not going to play with the ball with you today. Of course not. What am I going to do? I'm going to honor my commitment that I've made. It's a life. It's a being. It's someone that you love. So you might not be fully ready, or there might have been things that you didn't fully anticipate on. But what you're going to do, you're going to work on it. You're going to get better. You're going to get stronger. You're going to get through the day. And every day you're going to get through it better. And then there are all these wins that are so much more abundant than any of the challenges. In the case of the puppy, when the puppy comes running to you after you've been outside of the door for a little bit, as if you haven't seen each other in a million years, that little sniff, the little kiss, the little hug with the puppy, that means everything. And it doesn't matter how many poopies you have to clean, how many times you have to go out and walk the dog. That's everything. That's priceless. Same with children. When you have your children, the moment that the children come to you and give you a hug and say, thank you, mom, thank you, dad, that's priceless. And so what if you were to take your dreams and you view your dreams as your child or as your pet, and in the same way that you wouldn't just abandon on them, you shouldn't abandon on your dreams. But you also shouldn't expect to know everything straight away, because as a starting parent, new parent, you don't know everything either. Like, you have an idea about it, you may have read about it, you may have seen other people do it, but it doesn't mean that you directly own it as a parent. And some may do that, but there's always going to be challenges. Some things you're not prepared for. Same with your dreams, same with your business. So what is being responsible? Being responsible is that you can show up in the gracious way, in communication, in action, in thoughts, in persistence, even when it's not an easy day, or when it has been a series of not easy days. Because it's easy for everyone to show up nice when things are good, when business is good, when success is good, when health is good, when all of these things, everything is good. It's easy for us to be, let's go, we're motivated. But it's exactly in the moments where things are challenging when we are being tested. So my sister says that it's so important that when you have a challenge, that you handle it with grace. Handle the good times and the bad times with grace. And when you do, and I know in the challenges it is the most difficult, but when you do, something will shift. And you're going to attract back what you're putting out, amplified. So that's why sometimes I feel so sad when I see incredible people be so irresponsible, and especially in their communication. Because again, whatever we put out is what we're going to have back. And if we have made a certain commitment that you want to do something, then embrace it and be responsible. And if you don't know always the right words, or you don't know exactly all the things to do, Reach out for help. Ask a person, hey, I don't know what to do with this, but I'm going to raise my hand. I'm going to go and have a conversation because I want to be responsible. Can we figure it out together? And trust me, there are people eager to help you. It's a community. You can join our community if you want. If you want me to personally help you, join the gift. There's a gift in a link in the comments. Click on it. Get the gift. It's free mentorship for people to implement this stuff. But don't put your head in the sand and be like, oh my God, these things are challenging and I'm not going to be responsible. Because what we put out there is what we're going to get back. And I want you to only get back good things. All right? Preaching over. Number 4. This one is a fun one, if I remember correctly. Tum, 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 tum. Ta-da! Oh, I almost showed you the last one. Ooh la la. Be consistent. Yes, you heard it right. Be consistent. And it's directly connected with the previous one as well. Is because you're only going to see results if you're consistently doing things. If you are, let's just say, comparing it to my driving lessons that I had last year. If I had my first driving lessons and I didn't come back to the next lesson and the next lesson and the next lesson, even if sometimes I was just like, man, this stuff can't be bothered. I wouldn't be able to drive. I wouldn't be able to get myself from A to B easily in the way that I currently can. If you're not consistent with your social media, you're never going to get those beautiful leads that will want to work with you and will be so grateful for you to work with you. If you're not going to commit to actually reaching out to people and having conversations one way or another, you're never going to close deals. You're not going to close deals because how can you close a deal if you're not communicating to the party that you want to help? Some of you are saying, well, we can automate it. Even that is a form of communication. And if you are not in the excitement of communicating with a person using our basic skill that we use every day anyways, we're just talking to a person, then allow it to go through other means, which also come with their own fair share of complications. But everything is doable. But we do have to then be consistent. And when we are consistent, when we are consistent, the beautiful things are going to happen. If you plant a seed, you give it some fertilizer or nutrients, you give it water, you allow light to come, and you proceed in that fashion with multiple days, not just one day giving it water, and then for the rest of the seed, you should grow by yourself now. No, give it water, give it light, allow it to grow in a beautiful plant in the same way that you want to grow your success in this year, starting today, 1st of January. But don't be like most people that are mostly not successful, that just try for a little bit and then just quit. Because success is a decision. And if you're not willing to commit to yourself, how can the results commit to you? We have to commit. Our decision comes first. Our showing up comes first. Then things will show up for us in more than one way. So even if I'm showing up in this particular project, I may receive results from other projects, other directions. It's not a linear system, but it does come with our intention and our character and our grace. So even if I'm showing up here, who knows, I get a blessing from another side. That could be that little winky wink from the universe, from God, that says, hey, you're doing the right thing. I'm seeing you, keep going. So be consistent. And last but not least, this one is a very important one. And it has to do with all of the above. Be urgent, be decisive, be responsible, be consistent. Because you might be wondering, yeah, but what if I'm not ready? Which I spoke about just before. I'm not ready, or I'm not good enough, or there's other people out there, and why me? It's going to take this one thing to allow yourself to see, with this, I can handle all of that. And it is. Be brave. Be brave. Because we all don't know it all. We all sometimes feel like we're not good enough. We all sometimes go through things and we're just learning it as we go. But we all have something special that is far more than just what you get from getting a diploma or from doing something for 5 million years. There's also something like our essence, our energy, our God-given gifts that we are born ready with. So be brave. If you're brave enough to, well, that's going to be sounding very weird, but if you have been brave enough to put yourself on hold for so long, then let's now try the other way around. Be brave enough to actually choose yourself, to choose your dreams, to choose your loved ones. Because sometimes you may feel like choosing yourself sounds selfish. That's what I always felt like. But it actually isn't. Because what do they say in a plane? When there's turbulence or something's going down, first put your own oxygen mask before you put on someone else's. Because if you do not look after you, how can you look after others? So it is exactly because of your love for your loved ones, for your community, for whoever you are doing this for, that you want to choose you and look after you and be brave to honor this thing that is life and to live a darn good one at that. Not just getting by, not just feeling miserable. And I'm not saying that we do or you do, but there might be moments when you feel that you are capable of so much more, that you have such higher potential. But that's not just gonna come and poof in one go happen. It starts with you being brave and doing all of these things, and then it will come running to you. But you gotta take the first step. So, will you guys do this? Will you guys be urgent about your dreams? What can we do today? Be decisive. Don't be like, oh, I don't know this, don't know that. Just do something, run with it, and you can adapt along the way. Be responsible. Think about, how do I treat people? How do I communicate? Or how do I sometimes just not communicate? How do you want to be treated? Treat people in the same way. Treat your commitments in the same way. Start seeing your commitment, your dream, your project, your business like your child, like your puppy. That also, if things get hard, you don't just put outside of the door. No, you're going to keep being responsible. So be responsible for your dream ones. And be consistent. It's not always rainbow, sunshine. But if we show up every single day and we stay consistent every single day, before you know it, there's going to be a lot more rainbows and a lot more sunshine than not. And be brave, because we're never going to be ready. Or we were born ready, which is what I believe. So go for it, make it happen. You got this. Now, Tony, let me show you something. Do you see this? Monetization retreat. Winky wink. I'm super excited. Now, if you haven't already, make sure to grab the gift. This is a special gift that I've put together. It's going to cost me a lot of my time, but I am looking for at least 49 people to help, to privately mentor through this special 2026 Success Gift Bundle. And I hope you're going to be one of them. If you feel that these are the things that you are ready to go for right now, then click on that link, grab that gift, and I cannot wait to see you on the other side and take your life, your business, your success, your abundance, your prosperity to a whole new level starting today, the first day of January 2026. Now, on that note, if you haven't already, feel free to like the video. Feel free to share it with others if you think other people can benefit from a high energy and straight talk and tip giving and gift giving video. Then share it on your wall, share it with your friends, share it with your loved ones, those that you care about the most. And if you want to see more of this good stuff, then feel free to please subscribe, hit the bell so that I can be here, your pocket mentor, with you every single day to support you and make sure that not just this year, but every year from this day forward is going to be beautiful, but starting today. So on that note, I'm going to go. Mwah! See you guys on the other side.